Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday. I always say that because I love being with everybody in the weekend, talking a little real estate. Weather's changing. It's a great time to be in real estate. Great time to be a Vol. A lot going on this weekend. March Madness is around the corner. We start SEC play. Our Vols are in action. Lady Vols in action. So it's a great season, busy season. Our baseball team's moving. So much going on. Real estate market's super hot. We've been extremely busy the last couple of weeks. A lot of closings, a lot of, as I said, everybody, you guys tune into this show and it's like, but they like story time. Sometimes we got to have story time. So I have some good story times. In real estate, you just never know what you're going to get in real estate. I say, if you want a boring job, real estate is not it. So we deal with the public. So you already know that's you guys out there that deal with the public. That's sometimes a challenge on its own. Well, we deal with that on a high volume. And so we're always got something going on. And so we had some stories. So we'll share those with you this week at kind of what's going on behind the scenes here at Hometown Realty. And real estate market's up. Interest rates are going up. And, that's just the norm. So we won't even talk about that. But we've got a great show for you. Hope you're going to enjoy it. In real estate, the number one thing they say is important is what? Location. And they say what? Location, location, location. So I figured, why not do a show on how important location is when you buy your forever home? Or maybe you guys are relocating across the country and you pick Knoxville, Tennessee, East Tennessee as your home. Well, how important location is. We're going to go over those topics, some points about that, and really what really makes the values of real estate climb or decline. All that today with Real Estate with Ryan. Thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in the first time, you say, who's that guy on the radio? I hear him. Who is he? Well, my name's Ryan Coleman, and the real boss is April Coleman. She's not here this weekend, but she sends you all the love, and we do this show we've been doing for years. I think, what are we going? Ooh, it's a minute. It's going on 6 years. It's kind of hard to believe 6 years on the radio here in East Tennessee. And I get a chance to see a lot of new clients that we're working with, and they're always saying, yeah, hey, Ryan, I hear you on the radio, and I've heard you doing several other things. So thank you guys for listening. It means the world. Sometimes we can't always connect, but I appreciate you guys listening in. As we always do, we don't talk any politics or anything negative. We try to give you the real estate market, what's going on, helpful tips, whether you're buying, selling, downsizing, what to do in the market, and nothing else, just to laugh a little bit, have fun, talk about our Vols, and just have a good time. That's what's important. Light, nothing heavy. Real estate. And again, getting back to it, my name's Ryan Coleman, and we do this show. And if you're tuning in, you check us out on the radio, News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock on Saturday. And, of course, Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 o'clock. And you can check us out on the apps there or stream us live. If for some reason you can't catch us, on the radio, we've got the app play. Of course, you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Tickety-Tock, as I call it, Spotify, iTunes, and Google. And there's probably some more places that my guys and team are working on, but anywhere that you can think of, we're hopefully there. And bring you Real Estate with Ryan, some good topics as the real estate market heatens up. Oh, I say hottens. Heat, hot, it's all the same. It's getting hot in here on a Saturday, but it's exciting to be with you guys, as always. All right, what should we do? Should we do some congrats? Well, we have some good congrats today. Renee Drive just closed. Super congrats there. Powell Drive, we're going to say that just closed and is in the books. Smoky Run Drive, congrats. Buchanan Road, I don't know if we told congrats on that last week. Not only do we help the seller and the buyer at the same time, our buyers came from Florida and super excited. They've been from the area and kind of a heartwarming story. He had some surgeries, and anyway, they flew down, got into a multiple offer, but got here, secured the property, and they were just super excited about the property and super blessed and happy. And so we were happy for them. So excited to be part of the progress and that process that we help. So, all right, let's get into the show. We won't ramble anymore. We'll talk about why location is everything when you're looking for real estate. Buying or selling. It's very, very important. Location comes up as how important it is. If you're in a great location, a lot of factors are determining that. And some of the factors that we'll cover today We'll start with lot location. And I can kind of go lot, but I think first probably in hierarchy of needs is probably if you have little ones like me, one of the biggest things that is the biggest influencer is probably schools. Schools are going to come out there, and it's important that we have good schools, good reports for our schools, good teachers. And so schools are probably going to be your number one deciding factor on whether the resale value is there and where a lot of people relocate to an area. We're in the Farragut area in Hardin Valley. And so schools are historically strong SAT scores. A lot of people want to relocate here for just the schools. And so those are a lot of determining factors that will determine your home's value. Because the kiddos, man, if you drive through the neighborhood, I always say, a lot of clients say, well, hey, Ryan, how's the neighborhood? What's the location? So we're limited on what we can say about a neighborhood or not. We don't get into that. And so one of the best things that we do is say, hey, listen, one of the best things you can do is on a weekday, say Monday through Friday, maybe a Wednesday or something, when the kiddos get out of school, drive through the neighborhood. See the neighbors out there. And I know in our neighborhood, they're out from school and the parents are out. In our neighborhood, they're out in the curb and they're kind of getting together and the other kids are playing together. It's just a good atmosphere for kind of what's in the community and what you're going to get in the neighborhood. A lot of our neighborhoods have HOAs and playgrounds and stuff like that. So you kind of get a feel of the neighborhood. I think it's important. I met with one of my great clients this week and they said, Ryan, I just wouldn't buy a property without talking to the neighbors and chatting with them. And I think that's just another good thing to do too, to determine your location, is talk to the neighbors, go through during school, and kind of get a feel of it. I know when April and I bought, one of the biggest things is that we did, of course, it was new construction, but we did the drive-by, and there was already some homes established, and we kind of had the feel-good thing, kind of feel good and think about it. And so that was a deciding factor for us. So that's something I would encourage you to do to determine your location and to see if that home's right for you. What are the factors that really affect your home's value? There's a lot of things that kind of come into play, but the local real estate market comes into the age. So we have a lot of property, one that we have renovated ourselves, believe it or not, and it is in it truly is the oldest house that we've ever renovated. Historic, has a lot of character, but it's built in the 1900s, And so with an older house, it has some pros and cons. There's always a right buyer for that property. Our job as great real estate agents and a team here is we got to find the right buyer for your property and match them up. A lot of my great sellers says, hey, Ryan, it takes one, my friend, it takes one. You're right. And we've got to find that right one. And especially with historic or older homes, there's something about that buyer that has bought older homes before, the character, they don't look cookie cutter. Some of the closets back in the day, a little bit smaller. But, there was a lot of defining factors to those older homes that those particular buyers really love. So age and condition obviously going to affect, some of the homes that, have the granite countertops. We were in one last night. The kitchen was redone, beautiful hardwood floors. Okay, those homes are going to carry usually as a higher resale value than the ones not. So all those are going to impact not only your location, but the resale. Insurance conditions. You say, well, what does that matter? Well, I can tell you a lot now in the condo market that insurance has got it extremely expensive. A lot of things that happen in Florida with the condo market and things like that. So the insurance companies as a whole, some of the condos have went up across the U.S. So those are things to think of, that if you're going to purchase that forever home, are there any hidden costs? And that's what we talked about last week. Your budget, what is the insurance? You want to make sure we're getting those insurance quotes before you, at least get a ballpark before you make an offer on that property. And we know what's going to affect location, is a couple of things that the interest rates in the market doesn't, but it does affect it, right? So if you're in a move up area and you're 800,000 plus in that market, interest rates are definitely affecting that market. And so those are things to think about in the location on your move. How has that impacted the resales in your community? Size of a property is important. The square footage, we all love a big home, but then there's certain seasons where we don't need a big home. Square footage, I don't need 3,000 square foot, Ryan. So a lot of those factors will come in the location, where some subdivisions are mixed, where we have, in my subdivision, we have, believe it or not, 3 doors or 4 doors down, I sold the neighbor's house. And guess what? It's only got 2,000 square feet. but our house is 3,500 plus. So, you have those particular homes with the square footage that affect the value of that neighborhood. So you want to make sure you're checking out those things as well. You say updates, Ryan. What's some updates that we could do that affects the value and that's determining, obviously, location and overall price? Well, some of the most important updates that you're going to make is your kitchens as your bath. But I think as we saw in COVID, our backyards and our play space was also ranking really high on the list. Hey, we've got so much more. Stay with us with Real Estate with Ryan. We'll be back after the break.
There's no place like home, and this basketball house is special. The great games, players, championships, it's a true home court advantage.
I'm Ryan Coleman. Both basketball and real estate take great drive and determination. Whether you're in the market to buy or sell a home,
let Hometown Realty give you the home court advantage.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back after a break. Hope you guys are enjoying Real Estate with Ryan. Second half. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're tuning in, first time, Ryan Coleman, Hometown Realty. We're talking about how important is location when buying a home in East Tennessee. It's everything. To the buyer, behold the location. That's the great thing about East Tennessee. We have so many great counties, locations, cities, and some areas out in the country, which I love. I was out in Kodak yesterday evening, and had some great clients there. And, it's great to be in East Tennessee. There's a lot of opportunity here. I was telling some great folks that I met with yesterday that we just have so much to offer. You wonder why we have so many relocations across the country, why we're helping place people all throughout East Tennessee. I was reminding them that most people don't realize I do about an hour and a half outside of Knoxville. So, we have so much activity through our radio show and our marketing that we really just made a decision. We could work our little area and our little block in our neighborhood, but that's not fun. I think you got to be an expert in the marketplace. You got to know your whole marketplace, and so we pride ourselves over here of knowing our whole marketplace. Obviously, we're located in West Knoxville and in that area, and know that, breathe that, live in that area community. But we're strong throughout the whole area. I mean, we're Sevierville. We know that market inside and out. Property owners, Lenoir City, just through the city. Just a lot of different opportunities that if you guys are looking for an agent or a team to help you, I think that's important as the market changes. And the market's changing. You've got to know your market. And what we've got to do now, as I was meeting some people last night, what happened in July of 2022, market started shifting. And that market shifted. A lot of properties got lost in the shuffle. The right marketing plan wasn't there. There's some things that we could have done differently. And what's happened is we've lost some opportunities. So, what is key in 2023, which is apparent, is always going to be marketing, because we never know where that buyer is going to come from. And not too much of a sales pitch here, but it is this market. If you guys are out listening, you understand that in this market, we can't get 8 or 9 people in 6 months through the property and expect us to find that right buyer. And as the market was hot last year, extremely hot, we have 1 or 2, 5 or 6, and our showings are really kind of blow up. But now we have to work really, really hard to find that right buyer, because the right buyer for the home is going to pay us the right price. And not only that, it's going to help us to get into our other home if we're buying something out of state or buying or downsizing for whatever purposes it may be. So keep that in mind. Marketing is always key. That's why they spend so much money on the Super Bowl ads and things. And it's like, well, that's a lot of money. But they know marketing brings people through. And marketing will always, in a market that is changing, between your agent's knowledge, knowing the marketplace, and putting that plan together is always going to help you succeed. And that's what we thrive to do. We love helping great people and be involved in such a big move in the process. So I'm going to go back on the show. But before we go too far into the topics, you know what time it is. It's March Madness. It's 60-second Vol update. All right, drum roll, please. All right, Vols, it's March turning time. Tennessee's playing Ole Miss. Hopefully again. We'll have another game, Missouri, on Friday, March 10th. I know I'm airing this on Saturday, so, sorry, the notes are there. But anyway, in case you didn't know, Tennessee baseball's playing Morehead State. Selection Sunday is March 12th, 6 p.m. March Madness. Make sure we don't miss that opportunity. Our Lady Vols Selection Sunday, March 12th at 8 p.m. And we're projected a 5th seed. And we're really rooting for our Lady Vols. I've got a little junior Vol. My daughter looks up to the Lady Vols, and she's kind of been really watching them, rooting them on. And I think there's an opportunity, if we get the right seed, we're going to host one of those tournaments in Knoxville. So that would be super exciting. But that's our Vol update. We're rooting on our Vols for SEC tournament, both men and women. And congrats to our baseball team out there on fire. 60-second Vol update, Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Go Big Orange. All right, so we had to get that out of there. But I love March, man. I love March, something about spring. You guys out there, the real estate market's on fire, athletic department's on fire. We've got a spring game coming here in just a couple weeks. You've seen it, spring practice. You know what that means. Football team's back in action. Make sure you follow us. We've got some cool stuff. I was thinking about it last night. We still got some giveaways, some different stuff that we may be doing. So follow our page, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Like our page. You want to stay tuned. I know football season's over. Basketball season has closed. We've got some things that we might be doing for baseball. And of course, we're going to be doing some things as the football season approaches, which is, before you know it, is right around the corner. All right. Go back to our show. All right. Location and real estate. We know that that's important. Schools. We talked about schools. How important is schools? We say, Ryan, schools are important, but my kids are grown. And I think that's where an opportunity in today's marketplace, where we have really good schools, but as sellers and as buyers, right, we have to understand the marketplace. Not everybody has school-age kids. And so the opportunity out there where the schools are very prominent in one area, well, there may be a great area that's perfect for my family, and either I'm private, homeschool, or a lot of different options. So that's important. Now, we know crime is right on the list. Now, East Tennessee as a whole is relatively low crime, but unfortunately, wherever you go, there's crime, there's issues, and things could come up. So we want to make sure those are things that you're checking out. And I'll give you a free tool. We've got it on our website at your leisure. If you're new to the area, if you're looking around, maybe you're just curious. You want to go to our website, check us out at ryancoleman.org. You check out a neighborhood, click a location. We've got all the crime reports, school reports, all that helpful information. I think we've even got on our website some really great local vendors for some great food, great lunch, great dinner, especially if you're not from the area. Check it out. We got helpful tips on there that will really, I think, will benefit you. And believe it or not, I've been here for a while. You got some good restaurants that have come around since COVID and maybe been around a while that I haven't really thought about, but had me thinking, we need to do a little lunch over there. So check us out on ryancoleman.org. We got all kinds of helpful tips on there. And in case you're thinking about putting your home on the market in the spring, it's the easiest place to go. We got a free home evaluation tool, tips and things you need to do to prepare your home for the spring market. We've got you all covered there. Of course, we've got a lot of Real Estate with Ryan podcasts. In case you missed a show, we'll keep you up to date. Now, amenities are key in the marketplace where you're looking for location. There's the buyer that wants to be out, and we have them, and we're working with them right now. And he wants to be about 45 minutes to an hour outside from the hospitals and the major amenities. But they don't want to be that far out, other than that. So we want to be homesteading. So we're going to get some animals and get some land. And I'm seeing a huge trend on that. guys. And I have a lot of people where land is really popular. We're selling a lot of land, selling them at really good prices, moving them relatively quickly, okay? And have opportunities where that buyer's looking to kind of do a little homestead, maybe some animals. Restrictions are not that popular for that particular property, but they're looking for amenities. It's going to affect your value. You know, when the market would correct at certain points, the further rural out that you were from employment, it always affected the value. So those are things to think about. One thing I'm going to piggyback on amenities. I'd say it's the number one thing that probably most people don't think about. We look at schools, we look at how close we are to the hospitals, very important, by the way, but then we look at internet. So it's like, Ryan, I've got this phone, I had to turn it off because it would be, blowing up in the radio show and buzzing and all this kind of stuff. But how important is internet today? My little babies I say my babies, but I got a 3-year-old and an 8, but they're on there. And I know your kids, I've been in your house, don't lie. They're on the iPad and they're watching stuff and games and stuff. So internet is vital. And a lot of my people that we're working in contract right now, they work from home. So they work from home. Internet is a must. So make sure we're looking on that and opportunities to have that as one of the first things that you're looking for. And if you're in the rural market and you have internet, there's a premium for that. Make sure you're pricing it accordingly. We had one of our great, I got to go quickly on this, brought in internet. It is quite expensive. Development, lot location are key. And having somebody in the marketplace that knows your marketplace inside and out, get a great agent in your corner. That's why we do this show every week. We'd love to help you with anything that you need, buying or selling, or you can just call me. We can talk about the Vols. The real estate market's always going to be competitive, and this year is going to be no different. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for tuning in every week. We really appreciate you. And if you need me, the number is 693-SOLD or ryancoleman.org. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week.